The Grizzlies have a golden opportunity here, or at least they could have one. One writer claiming the Memphis Grizzlies could be right in the thick of things when it comes to a star of one of the NBA's bottom feeders. What's going on, everybody? Jaren Jackson Jr here for another episode of Grizzlies Digest. Thank you so much for tuning into the channel today. Just want to shout out our 32% of subscribers really quickly. You guys are fantastic and amazing. 68% of you. I'm looking for an early Christmas present, so one of those Christmas presents could be to hit that subscribe button down below. It takes less than a second. You did it? Good. You did your homework. So, going into the video now, Cam Thomas traded to Magic and 4 other landing spots after new rumor about the Brooklyn Star. So obviously the Brooklyn Nets are one of the worst teams in the world right now, although Michael Porter Jr. Has been going off, and he's been incredible. A lot of people not liking the way Brooklyn did things in the draft, which, you know, a lot of people didn't like the Knicks picking Porzingis, and look how he panned out. So I think it's a thing of we have to really see how these rookies turn out. Igor Demon, more specifically, a lot of people didn't like that pick. But again, they still have Nick Claxton. They got Michael Porter Jr., who's been doing great stuff. Cam Thomas, who's really one of the more underrated players in the NBA today. So traded to Magic and for the landing spots. And yes, you guessed it, one of those landing spots is the Memphis Grizzlies. Memphis Grizzlies have been a mess this season due to ongoing drama between top star Ja Morant and their head coach, which, by the way, this came from an article. Trying to look at the, just trying to scramble to look at the author of the piece right now. This came from Jason Burgos, and it's pretty much everywhere. I think on Sporting Net, Yahoo Sports, I think, has this article here. The guards' days in Memphis seem numbered, although recent rumors have suggested the Nets want to focus on their young prospects and players they get in a stacked 2026 draft. They say Morant would be a good player to build around long term, and they could get him for an affordable price with his value at a low point. And I know some of you are probably screaming at the phone or at the TV right now about something. I'm going to get to that right in a second. Memphis would certainly be open to getting a player putting up similar scoring numbers who they can either re-sign or let walk to free up a bunch of cap space after this season. So what I was going to say was the report that came out, I think it was a couple days ago, where I couldn't remember the reporter right off the hand, but someone in the NBA media was saying how Ja Morant and Tuomas Iislao have patched things up pretty good. Now, that's great news, and I think that signals that whatever nonsense that the NBA media still has about Ja being traded somewhere may come to an end, at least for the time being. But just like what we talked about with the whole Giannis thing in the video I made last week, Ja Morant should not be a part of a trade package here. Now, the best package that maybe I can come up with, maybe Vince Williams, maybe Santi Aldama, maybe a first round pick. And they'll probably want someone else too. They might want Edey. They might want Edey. They just might. I think they're good with guard depth right now. I would say that Brooklyn, they could very, very well ask for another pick as well. I mean, Cam Thomas, he's been one of the more underrated players in the NBA. As we'll go to this part of the article now, Cam Thomas been one of the few bright spots for the Brooklyn Nets over the last few seasons. 3 seasons ago, the late first-round pick was given a starting role for the team, and he rewarded the organization by becoming their top scorer, averaging over 20 points a game the last 3 years. I just want to say, averaging 20 points a game in the NBA, that's one of the hardest things that anybody could do. Now, I think another hard thing is throwing a touchdown pass. Just getting an assist on a goal in hockey, or just being able to bunt a baseball going, 85 miles an hour. I mean, these are all very tough things, right? But averaging 20 points in the NBA, I feel like we don't talk about that enough. That is a really difficult thing to do, and we don't talk about that much enough. So with the Nets headed to being a lottery team again, and Thomas unlikely to re-sign once he hits NBA free agency this summer, it looks like the two sides are ready to split. This according to ESPN's Shams. The organization could soon start working with Thomas's representation to find him home for the rest of the season via a trade. If Brooklyn does move the 24-year-old, we look at 5 teams that could look to add this star scorer for the rest of the season, including the red-hot Orlando Magic. So that's great. Just give Orlando, if we give the Orlando Magic with Desmond Bane, and now the Nets could give them with Cam Thomas. So that's great. The Magic are flying high right now, as they will be in the semifinals against the New York Knicks this weekend for the NBA Cup, the so-called in-season tournament, which I really don't think a whole lot of people watch really that much. But also, the Thunder will be playing the San Antonio Spurs, and then after the Thunder almost put up a 50 burger against the Phoenix Suns, won by 49 points in that game. So that's what we're looking at. So Cam Thomas, it's planned to be shopped. This according to Evan Sidri, who's on an expiring contract after accepting the qualifying offer in restricted free agency. That's what we just saw with Shams. Thomas could help a contending team add offensive firepower on a $6 million salary. So you're not really breaking the bank here. And I mean, I think Cam, which is surprising me, I think Cam should ask for whatever he wants. I mean, he's been on one of the laughing stocks of the NBA for the last 3 seasons, and he's been really one of the lone bright spots. Like I said, Michael Porter Jr. starting to make some noise, at least over there. He's been doing phenomenal. But Cam Thomas has been consistent for 3 seasons now, and I think it's time that he wants to pack up and go, which is completely understandable. But now you're thinking of the Grizzlies and what they can do. If you're one of the OGs who has been on this channel from the summer, at least when we hit 1K subscribers back around the time whenever Jay Huff had left and whenever the Grizzlies signed Jock Landale, I usually did a lot of the mock trade machines from ESPN, and I'd post them on here, but I could not do that actually because they have Cam Thomas as restricted. So whenever you click his player character, you couldn't really do anything with it. But that's what I say. You definitely have to give him one of those first round picks, maybe 2. I'd say Vince Williams, Santi Aldama, and possibly Zach Edey. That's a big thing to ask, and I know Brooklyn, they want picks. It's not going to be much of the players that really they're going to want. I mean, they're okay with the players, but they're going to want picks. And because of that, because of what Memphis was able to do to flip that in their favor when trading away Desmond Bane, Memphis does have that capital working for them, and they will have a lot to say if the opportunity comes for them to get someone like Cam Thomas. So these are just his career stats, and this will be our last slide before we head out tonight. But the Brooklyn Nets from 2021 to 2022, you could already see he was already blossoming. Didn't really have a three-point shot, though. Really developed that. Improved on that extremely well. Playing 57 games the second season, averaging 10.5 points. Third season, averaging 22.5 points. Fourth season, averaging 24 points. And now averaging 21.4 points. Only played in 8 games so far as we speak in early, almost mid-December. So that's Cam Thomas for you. And that's going to do it for this video. You can comment on this video, your thoughts about Cam Thomas, what the Grizzlies should do this season in terms of trades. It doesn't necessarily have to be about Cam Thomas. It could be what they can do to get Cam Thomas. Maybe if you're not in favor of that, you can put that in the comment section as well. We always welcome all kinds of comments. Of course, as I always say, please keep it clean. This is YouTube. We don't want to get in trouble here. So, Yeah, I mean, I think that there is a path, though, for Cam Thomas to get to the Grizzlies. It's just a matter of if Zach Kleiman wants to give up those picks. And that's really up to him at the end of the day. But he wins the draft. Can he win in something like an in-season trade, like someone like Cam Thomas? But you can like this video, comment on this video, share this video, and of course, we'll see you in the next one. Thank you much.